My dear friends, few days back I had discussed regarding the funding for the banned organizations and the offense thereto and the relevant judgments as well. And I had told you on that date that one lecture is very necessary, that what actions are falling in the definition of terrorism. That is very important. An act may be very gruesome, very dangerous looking, but all those actions, they are not terrorist acts. Now, the terrorist act, the definition of terrorist act is there in section 6, 2E of the Anti-Terrorism Act. Section 6 contains all the actions which are falling into the acts of terrorism, and section 2E, that is an action of kidnapping for ransom, that is also an act of terrorism, but that is contingent and related with the design to commit that offense. Now, one very important thing which I want to convey is that basically an act of terrorism comes out to be an act when it is performed to destabilize the entire society or a bunch of society for the political or ideological motivations. It means that an act of terrorism, if it is committed without the mens rea or actus reus of the committing and destabilizing the entire society, it will not fall in the act of terrorism. It might fall somewhere else, but it will not be an act of terrorism. So in 2024 SCMR 1169, Honorable Supreme Court has again testified that personal vendetta, any personal grudge between two parties of any nature, that is not an act of terrorism. In this case, a small boy, he was kidnapped for money, and subsequently he was released, and FIR under section 788 that was registered against the accused persons, but they were acquitted by the Honorable Supreme Court on the point that this act of kidnapping, that was not to destabilize the entire society. Sometimes we take a view that it gives a very bad impression on the minds of the people of the society. It might be an act of terrorism, but now it has been settled by the Honorable Supreme Court of Pakistan in the basic judgments, and being testified again and again that any personal vendetta is not an act of terrorism. Only terrorism would be when this act is committed to destabilize the society. Let us give an example, that a bomb blast that is being done at a mall road, so many people die over there. Now, this is a pure act of terrorism. Now, two parties, they quarrel with each other. This is another example. Quarrel with each other, and they give us stab wounds into the head, into the heart, into the belly, anywhere that may look very, very dangerous and gruesome. They even remove the arms or parts of the body. But that is not an act of terrorism, because that is only to settle their own score. That was only to settle their own grudge, the enmity. So that wasn't meant to destabilize the society. So you should take note of it, that personal vendetta is never an act of terrorism. Only it is when you destabilize the society by committing an act of terrorism. Note the judgments there. 2017 SCMR 1572, Waris Ali's case, then Ghulam Hussein's case PLD 2020 SC 61, and Mushtaq versus Ashiq's case PLD 2002 Supreme Court 841, and PLD 2007 Supreme Court 571. These are the judgments, and in between another view was there, but subsequently by a larger bench it has been settled now that the design, the mens rea and actus rea, they are necessary to come out to be an offense of terrorism. I have told you today, kindly note it down.